Sara Sullens, and I'm a consultant with Creative Healthcare Management. And I've been with the company for 2 years. And I'm a consultant in the Cultures of Excellence service line. So let me tell you a little bit about how I became in this role. So I've actually am a registered nurse, and I've been a registered nurse for 28 years. And it's kind of surreal that I say that, because in my mind, it's just been like 5 years ago, but it's been 28 years. My background is primarily in obstetrical nursing, NICU, and postpartum level 2 nursery. And that's how I got my starting. And I am, just so passionate about nursing. And, that has always been my dream since I was in 3rd grade, was to become a registered nurse. And so that was what I did right out of school and college. And then started at a hospital where I was honored and privileged to take care of many mothers and babies along the way. I not only was a staff nurse, but I was an educator, and I was also in leadership. And so that's something that's pretty passionate for me too. And I've been in leadership for over 15 years. And so I was a nurse manager of the same obstetrical unit that I started out on at the hospital that I worked at. And during that time, I got involved in shared governance or professional governance. And I just saw what it did for me as a leader. And I saw what it did for staff members. And it really to do more and be the greater good. And so while I was in my nurse manager role, the Magnet program director role came open in my organization. And the CNO actually stopped to talk to me and said, hey, I think this might be a good fit for you. You're involved in nursing, you're very knowledgeable. So I had worked there for several years. And so I went home and I thought about it. And, any role that I've ever taken in my nursing career has always been about making a bigger impact. And I happen to have a leader who really opened my eyes up to leadership. And she's one of my best friends. And she's a CNO, actually about 3 hours away from me. And I always wanted to make a bigger impact. So I moved from the nurse manager role into the Magnet program director role because I thought I could make a bigger impact at nursing in my organization. And then I became heavily involved in shared governance, and then helped my organization and in collaboration with the leaders and all the clinical nurses and the interprofessional staff that we had were just outstanding. And we got our first Magnet designation. And what a celebration that was. And so that's kind of how I became involved in Magnet. And along that, in Magnet program director. And if you're happen to be a Magnet program director out there, you wear many hats. And so in that time span, I actually got to lead a centralized discharge call center. I was also over patient experience for the organization, including and so I just was able to do a different variety of things. And I loved, and after we had, got our Magnet designation, and that organization actually partnered with Creative Healthcare Management to help us on our Magnet journey. And so after we got through site visit, Creative Healthcare Management had the opportunity to add another consultant. And again, looking at the impact that I could make. And in my mind, I thought, I have made this impact on this organization and on multiple organizations, just filled my cup up. And I was like, what a great opportunity. And so 2 years ago, I left that role and became a consultant in creative healthcare management, truly to make an impact and a difference in other organizations to create that culture of excellence. Regardless of whether you're on a Magnet journey or a pathway to excellence journey, we truly are about making a culture and a culture shift. And that organizations do to help create that culture isn't because you're doing it for Magnet or because it truly is because it's the right thing to do for your staff, for your interprofessional colleagues, for clinical nurses, and it is creating that culture of excellence. All those things that you want, whether it's through shared professional governance, interprofessional collaboration, and building those relationships.